Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines. How are you guys doing? I'm doing rather well myself, watching the city grow into a great new world. Or the world grow into a great new city? I don't know which way I'm going with it. But our main points today are that the Thornton district is doing very well and our increasing residential is pushing our city ahead in the population department. We can probably fill this entire area up, which is very exciting indeed. I think we can actually fit a little bit of stuff in between here. We are going to be trying to do rapid city expansion now. That is our goal. We want this city to get bigger, better, faster. My goal is 1 million population, as I said last time, and at a low rate, we're never going to reach that number. So we need to speed things up like crazy. But that's okay. It's going to be a journey. A very exciting one. Actually, this should probably all be commercial up to like here. There we go, just to pad the residential a bit. Someone told me we should look at the Eden project to prevent any pollution being made by these factories. And you know, I agree, that sounds like a really good idea. It looks like most of the farms are functioning, which is very good. We are sending a lot of products out. Look at that. That makes me happy. And let's see how the oil district is doing. The oil district is without water. Someone told me that last time. Now it has water. Yay! It seems like Leafy Hills hasn't actually gone anywhere. However, Oil Hills is producing a measurable amount of oil. And they are actually using the cargo train to get it out. So that is very exciting stuff, and we should see that oil pushing our industry to new heights. Very nice. Very nice indeed. With all of these different kinds of industry working together, I am hopeful for the future. Ore Hills has no abandoned buildings. It appears we're using all the ore we get, which means that we can definitely expand our ore. So let's do that, and then we're going to look into the Eden project, which is kind of the ultimate solution to pollution. Ooh, that rhymed. Should be a rapper. I'm sure Potato wouldn't mind at all. So let's just flatten this out a bit, because I don't know, maybe we can put a city here in the future. And that looks like a good amount of expansion to me. The point is, we want more. As long as we're not shrinking, we're good. So that looks great. We're going to just build this out to here. Maybe we can get a bridge up there. Maybe not. That's okay. It's just going to be kind of a low quality mining area anyways. The whole point is to get some cheap materials for our industry. So as long as it works, I'm happy. And that right there works. Is it perfect? Maybe not. But it is very efficient. And look at that, I even got that to fit there. Good job, me. Okay, let's zone it. Industrial. Lots and lots of ore industry. Now, we don't want to kill all the other industries by putting too much focus on ore, but the fact that all the ore is being used up means that it is a high demand area. And high demand means that we need more of it, which it may actually be the reason why we're having so many issues Maybe that we just don't have enough ore, but we'll see in the future now that they have an area to expand into, and we have a little bit of industrial demand, so we'll see where that goes. The industrial demand is probably going to take up these abandoned buildings first, but we're now at 160,000 population. We are doing this successfully. It's very exciting stuff. We have pulled off the impossible, cutting our city off and still surviving. Not only surviving, but thriving. So, let's look into the Eden project now, which is going to be under here. What do we need to complete? The Eden project. Construct friendly neighborhood park. Oh boy, that's a lot. That's a lot of cemeteries. But family-friendly park. That's got to be somewhere. Probably level 1. Family-friendly park. It's probably one of the only things I don't have. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Yes, let's just throw the World Trade Center in the middle. That isn't even... Oh, it's a multi-part thing, so that's not gonna work. But where is family-friendly park? Family-friendly neighborhood park. I don't know why I was saying family-friendly. Probably because of family-friendly Felix. Oh, PewDiePie, you're infecting my videos now. There we go. Now we've got a very friendly family park. Not family-friendly. Apparently, the park is very inappropriate. And then we're just going to... Oh, I died. That's it. Series over. No, but really, why can't I go under... Ah, that is annoying. You know what? This can be moved slightly. That's fine. We will move this to go out here, and then up here, and then up. Oh, that works beautifully. Okay, that worked. Very happy. That makes me very, very happy. Okay, now we're gonna go from here to there. Oh, look at that. The parks are expanding. Very exciting. What's next on the list of things we need for the Eden project? Construct official park. Okay, which is probably a level 3. Official park. 10,000 squares of office zone. Oh, shoot. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have to expand up an office area, which may send us back into a job problem. But, you know, I think we can very strategically manage to do this because of this huge block of people here. We can give the educated people some good job opportunities by building a huge sliver of office space right here. And that's what we're going to do. As long as we keep the people close enough to the industry that they'll work at both the industry and the office spaces, we're not going to have problems. If we start to have them choose the office spaces over the industry, then we have problems. We need everything to work like clockwork. There isn't much room to mess up. There we are. Very nice. That looks good. Then we close it off with a bit on the end. We can cut off this nub here. And there's the basic shape for our new office park. Obviously, we want as much space as possible for the offices. So we're going to go for a kind of interesting design scheme here, pulling down a center road here. Then we can actually go like this. And now most of this is zoned. You know, we're going to follow this cool design scheme. I like it. It's original. It's new. It's kind of like X's. It's great. And by that, I don't mean ex-girlfriends. I mean the letter X. Or the shape X. Oh, look at that. This is a traffic nightmare waiting to happen. But it's original, and that's what matters. And we can fit some nice parks or something in there, too. We have made a new district, and it is very different from everything we've had before. So, after we zone this up, there's a few other things we have to do. I just remembered a bunch of comments that were complaining to me, so I'm going to fix one other thing. First off, we need to actually connect this to the not the office, the industry area. We'll separate them out by putting some, let's just put offices, honestly. And then over here, which way is this going? That way. We will make a very convenient way to leave. And we will make very convenient ways to get here. And then finally, we will make a way to go from... I mean, from here, you can just go around here and... Wait, what? If you went around here, you'd be brought onto here. Which then you could go around here to get back to here. Yeah, that's not too ridiculous. I think that's going to work out fine. Most people will take this route anyways. I think that's fine. Okay, looking good. We just need some water in the area now. Put a few connections for redundancy. If there's a disaster, we don't want to have water issues. Beautiful. And finally, we are going to be renaming the Hat District to the Shark Fin District, because for some reason I saw a hat where there was clearly a shark fin, and shark fin sounds a bit cooler on the coast anyways. And just in general, it's cooler, and I'm kind of lame for not calling it that in the first place. But, you know, trial and error. How many dots of office did we just put down? Is it going to be enough to do that thing? Well, currently we have about 2,000, it said, with this, this, and this. So this should be able to be more than enough. I mean, this right here is 4, that's 16, and there's like 20 of those. So we're already at 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. Yeah, we've definitely won over. We're going to be fine. We just need all the buildings to actually build themselves up there. And we should probably put a little bit of a fire station there, just in case something goes wrong. And that's the first fancy fire station we've put down. But this entire area really needs good fire coverage, because we have a whole lot of industry going through. And we are actually starting to have traffic issues because of the amount of industry going through. Whoops. But what can you do, really? This is kind of one of those cases where there's a lot of trucks. There's going to be traffic problems. I can't really do much about it. But the industry is doing very well. It is very healthy right now. We have a lot of goods being pushed around the city. And that has led to our pie chart looking like a whole lot more commercial, a whole lot more industrial. The office sector is going to start growing again. We have more than enough people for the jobs, and the amount of jobs is growing. These are all things that I could have said a little while ago. But as things get better and the population rises, we're going to start seeing the traffic get bad again. Even though we fixed pretty much all of our traffic issues by cutting off. I mean, now almost everyone moves in using public transport. There are barely any cars on the main highway. Our issues are really this industrial area here with all the trucks and this super high commercial area, which should honestly be kind of murdered. I mean, if we just killed some of these and turned them into office areas. But this is kind of one of the big flagships of our city, having such a nice and huge commercial area, so I don't really want to rip it down. It's just a part of what makes it special. We have these districts, and they have very fancy buildings. I don't want to rip them down. I don't think that's the solution we should be looking at. We should be looking at better public transport, but there is public transport to get there. It's just not enough people are using it. I question if using airships would do any good. I mean, we did put airships over here, but we seem to have a line, actually, of airships waiting. And even worse, they don't seem to actually be doing much when it comes to people in that area. So I don't think that's the solution we need. But nonetheless, we could try it. I'd rather know where most of the people are coming from. Oh, we even have a train station right here that services a ton of people. So I really don't think that's the problem. I think it's just people like using cars. And there's a lot of industry that's coming through, especially right here with the logging district. These two highways were meant for the industry, but with over here, the Cloverleaf district and such, there isn't as much controlling where things are going to go. You know, let's track where this is going. I feel like they're just going to cut through the easiest way, which is going to be right through Sterling Park. Oh, look at the view from the city, of the city from here. You can see the tallest peak over there, and we have our little radio tower. You can see the dam district. You can see Briarwood Square over there, looking very fancy. But for such a remote area, there's a lot of traffic. Jeez. There's a lot of people coming over to the Cloverleaf district. And here we are. Our interest is, where are we going? Are we going to keep going straight? We are going to keep going. No, we aren't. That was a interesting plot twist. So I think this is exactly where our problem is. These trucks are just going to go straight through here. And they're going to go directly onto this area, which is already high in traffic, but when you're pumping industry in there as well, it gets a little bit ridiculous. Which I guess is fine. I'm not going to complain. We've had worse traffic issues in the past, and honestly, the traffic isn't bad enough that I'm seeing like half the city burned down or anything from it. Oh, look at that. No one is abandoned in the Garland district anymore. Ore Hills is actually growing and no abandonment. Let's jump back to the farming district, where we do have a bit of abandonment. I just don't think there's much demand for the farms. The oil industry is doing their thing. Once again, they aren't really growing, but there isn't any abandonment, which is great. We don't seem to have anyone complaining about not having goods, which is great. Slight traffic, but not actually that bad. Yeah, I am actually very happy with how things are going down right now. Definitely this area needs to be connected to public transport soon. Right now they have a very strong network of highways and such around them, so they don't need it yet, but eventually we're going to look into that. People are using this little walkway. That's always nice. And actually, this little walkway should extend over to their workplace, No reason for it not to. There we go. Beautiful. And these guys don't have electricity, so we're going to help them out a little bit. How's the police coverage? Crime rate 3%. Wow. It's probably because of those floaty things. Healthcare, death care especially is going to be important. So let's plop that there. Is that going to connect the grid together? Yes, it will. And now we should see our official park. Yep, we're almost at 3,000 now. What else do we need for the Eden project? $20,000 squares of commercial zone built. Wow. Jeez. That's not easy. What about the next one? 200, 300 city service buildings. This is all very challenging. I'm gonna be honest, these are gonna be hard, very hard to hit, but I think the Eden project is next up on the very important things that we're going to need as a city. I wonder, I know there's ways to make it much easier and to kind of fudge them. Wow! Look at that! Even with the super clean eco water treatment plants, there's actually a noticeable amount of pollution. It's not quite the impressive cleanliness that was there before. Actually kind of disappointing. The water is a little bit green over here. Yeah. Whoops. That's no good. I know we do actually have buildings that can clean that up, though. Purifies sewage water. That's not what I want. There's little floaty thingies I can put down. Aha. Floating garbage collectors. Lessens water pollution, must be placed on water. So if we put 2 of them here, they're kind of expensive, but they should kill the pollution. Because that's very green, and there's a lot of trash you can see is clouding the water. We don't want that. Are these actually helping? I can't really tell. Well, we'll see if they have a big effect on it in the future. It looks like it's cleaning around it a bit. We really don't want to pollute all the way down this river because a lot of people live on here. I don't know how this broke. Probably fire. Not a fire. Storm. There's probably a storm. That's fine. It's all set now. Let's see. Is there anything else that is completely necessary to be done right now? Looks like industry is doing fine again. They're coming back. A lot of office buildings are being built. Not as many as I'd like, but it is a start. And we have super high residential demand, so time to expand residential once again. We're getting closer to this airport here as we push back and use up this massive amount of land on the edge of our city. This land is all naturally flat. Keeping traffic in mind as well when designing this. But I also want to mimic the natural curves of the environment. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. And finally, we have to put the crosses in between. But this section is so huge. We're actually going to put some major spots here. We're going to put a major road here and another major road going in between. Because this is huge. It's absolutely massive when it comes to a district. Oh, also, we never named this district. Boop. You now exist. Underhill Heights. You literally aren't under a hill, but okay. And what is this district going to be called? I think this is going to be the largest district that we've made yet. It's absolutely massive. The Forest District. Comparing to the size of New Yam. Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. It looks pretty big, and it's at least comparable to Sterling Park. New Yam is just really big, though. We did a very good job packing stuff in there. Yeah, I really can't tell. We'll see once it's filled in with buildings if it looks any different, but... Point is, it is a massive district, and we need to be very careful when using districts this big because the traffic in mass transit and stuff is on a whole nother scale than the little districts. We usually don't even have to worry about the mass transit and stuff for little districts. Not nearly as much. But here we go, one at a time. We're going to work on these blocks. They aren't completely clean, but once again, the shape of this district is just going to make it impossible to make it clean. We're gonna have to do our best. There we go. And then we can just split this like that. Looking good. The Forest District is coming along nicely. And if we just fill in the grid a little bit more, things are going to start looking great. There we go. There is the entirety of the Forest District. It's going to be a very expensive product, taking up a lot of water lines, services, electricity. Big districts like this are not cheap to tack onto the city, and you'll notice that our reserves actually aren't going up for the city's money because we have been kind of using it as soon as we get it, which isn't necessarily an issue, but it's something to keep an eye on. Now we just have to connect this so that we can actually enter it. So first we need a few entrances. Notably, this highway here is very convenient to get some people off from. If we could just get one right there. There we are. That's too sharp of a turn though. No, I think that's gonna work fine right there. And those are good for on-ramps, but we're also going to connect this across by here at 2 different points, and this is going to allow people to move across from that industrial area over into the residential area. All of the commercial in here is actually going to be low density because we need to get that one thing. We need to get the low density there. We have to fill up a lot of squares with commercial. But that's all going to be commercial, and then this is all going to be residential. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of people, and it's really going to tax the systems we have in place in our city. We'll see how it goes. We can give a new option for how you are going to be leaving this airport. Now you can come along. And you can enter the city straight from the airport. And this connects obviously onto the intersection here with the higher capacity road. And obviously we need some ways to leave, so I guess we're just going to have to go like this, and like this, and even right here like this. And that is going to create the largest residential block in the entire city. We're going to see the population absolutely skyrocket. We're already about to hit 170,000 people in the city. Well, that's going to go up. How big is Sterling Park? And it has 40,000 people in a space about this big. Actually, let's make it so that it fills up the entire screen. There we go. So we're missing a bit here, but using that as scale, the Forest District is pretty much the same size as Sterling Park, which means we could be introducing another 40,000 people. And the kicker is, Sterling Park is, a lot of it is actually commercial. And with all of this commercial, the Forest District is going to see some very, very impressive numbers. We are actually going to... Are we going to make it self-sustaining? Kind of like how the normal cities like New Yam look. Sterling Park doesn't look super impressive. So we're going to go with a normal district. You can see our numbers are going up very quickly for our profits because this office area is growing so quickly. Office areas make a lot of money. They do a lot of jobs. We're now making a lot. And it doesn't seem like we are hitting the industry too hard with the office area. It seems like they're performing fine. Let's see how these guys are doing. Not bad. They seem to be complaining about police though. So what we'll do is we'll put a little police station right here. Doesn't seem like anyone's moving into Leafy Hills quite yet. Nobody likes Leafy, that's why. Oh man. Cloverfield District, still about the same. I mean, people abandoning, people coming back. It's all over the place. Aurora Hills is doing fantastically. They are building up a very strong base of exports. That's exciting. It's very nice when things work that well. Do we actually have a... Oh, yes, we do. We do have a station right here for sending that out. So that's great. Aurora Hills is powering our industry. New Yam is just in a league of its own with its high-tech, bright buildings, very high density. It is just... It stands out from the rest of the city by far. It's very bright and impressive. And it now holds 36,000 people, making it comparable to Sterling Park, even though if we get our screen so that it's top to bottom like that, I think it's actually smaller than Sterling Park because left to right, Doesn't take up a ton of space, but we'll see. And obviously, these buildings in the center here don't actually hold people. The forest district is growing very quickly. This was to be expected. We are now at 170,000 people. We do need to give some services, though. So we're just going to set up some schools because they like schools. This is going to cause them to upgrade as well. And we can give them some high schools. Because once again, schools and high schools, everyone wants. We need about another high school right there. And then they're also going to want something quite lavish. So we will give them... I remember this is completely broken. We will give them, for their enjoyment... Ooh, so many things we can put down. It's pretty exciting. A sanctuary. Oh, that's pretty cool. Massive futuristic park and large purifier over a canal. I don't even have space for that. But I think if we broke this road right here, we could... Oh. If we broke both the bits of road right there. Look at that. That is massive. I think it needs to be connected directly. There you go. And look at that. A massive high quality park, which brings the land value up rather quickly to $46 dollars per meter squared, where the Kiwi district is at 37. And the Thornton district just went up too. New Yam is at 71. Wow, okay. That's quite the number to match. Oh, look at that. That's another nice one. There's so many very nice buildings from this mod. And you know what? We're going to break this road too, and we're going to put this down because it looks great. It looks fantastic. That is going to bring the land quality... Oh, it's about the same. I think the only thing that could really change it is some services. I mean, we do need a fire service because it's another large district. That's going to move it to 49. And usually health is rather important. And I see a large spot here that we can fit one of these nice hospitals into. Or maybe over here. That kind of bleeds into the road, though. A tiny bit. I don't think I'd ever actually notice it, but it's still annoying to know. I think that works there. But this building is much better, and it takes up much less space. So if we just put this near the other futuristic buildings, like this. Bam. And that gives all the people in the area healthcare. Now we're at 52. We want this to be a very, very high quality area because we want everyone in these areas to be upgrading. But that's really challenging to do, keeping everyone happy like that. I don't think there's many more basic needs we can push down there. I mean, I guess that one of the things that was really pushing up the land value of them was having those unique buildings nearby. Fancy things. Which I guess we can put some really big buildings and towers in this area too. I'm just not sure if it'll fit in really well. I think it would be better suited to go into the office area, but we want to use all the space in the office area for that. One thing, let's see if we unlocked it. From the neighborhood park. Official park. No, it's not even close to enough. Jeez, we're only at 4,000 now. I mean, there's quite a bit left, so it'll probably go up to like 6,000. But still, that's disgusting. It's not even close. We're gonna need so many offices. That's ridiculous. But this part of the city is growing so dense and so quickly. It's insane. Honestly, this part of the city may have more people than the other part of the city soon. The Forest District is already at 4,000. The entire city is at 170,000. Yeah. That is looking good. I mean, we just have to hope nothing happens to it. I mean, the Corgi district has been hit by some pretty bad disasters, and this is such a dense area. If something were to happen, it would be very, very challenging to do something about. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. Things are looking good. We're in kind of a golden age. 53. Man. New Yim is just, the land value is just so high, it's ridiculous. We can actually probably look at what's causing that. Land value. Okay, so it looks like a big part of it has to do with this. Oh no, that's actually lowering it. What is raising it? Just, huh. It's lower even in here too, where the school and stuff is. What's the average? Ooh, 75 in the Corgi district. It doesn't seem like this is really rising. Oh, as people move in, it's going up. So empty space. Just the fact that the buildings are getting higher quality makes the land value goes up. So the more fancy buildings, the more it'll convince the other buildings upgraded. So it's kind of like real life in a way. But as time goes on, this is going up. And the average land value of the entire city is 54. This is at 54, so this is currently average for the city. I don't know what to think about that. It looks like there's a lot of green, though. I wonder where it's local. Oh. Oh. Briarwood Square. Oh, it's 51. It's not that bad, actually. So I have no clue where, it's probably all of the industrial areas, honestly. But they are necessary. They do their job. I think we can actually kick out this. Right here, this Maple Hills. I don't think there's any reason to have... Yeah. This is just going to be kicked out because we don't really need unspecialized industry. We already have a lot of unspecialized industry. So we're going to actually just boot them. This is all Aura Hills now. Aura Hills has been doing an excellent job at supplying the city. And expanding it is probably our best bet. Obviously, kicking these guys out is going to raise the industrial demand, which is going to make areas like this shoot up much faster. Part of my plan. It's very nice indeed. But yeah, things are looking good. Thank you all for watching. We're going to be doing a lot more expansion next time. I think we got a lot done today, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Also, in your face to the people who said I couldn't keep the city stable with no outside connections for over one episode. Look at that. 2 episodes. What are you gonna say now, huh? Huh? No, I'm joking. Bye. But I'm not actually joking.